Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be a voiceover because I had to do these battles throughout the day, so they're at different time periods. But I just want to give you guys a voiceover of what was going through my mind and explaining some stuff here. So my goal here with this Rex team was to use CLS, and because Fives was modded for pretty healthy, I didn't want to get sidetracked by the Fives taunt and just worry about Rex getting a bunch of turns. So I wanted to pull off just a two-shot Rex, meaning kill him once, proc the Fives sacrifice, and then kill him again as quickly as possible. My Han, this is Relic 7, modded for crit damage. And then my Chewie is modded for tenacity for the daze, because I hate having Chewie dazed. So that is what I have here. I have Relic 5 on Chewie, Relic 7 on Han, Relic 3 on CLS. So I open up here with a stun on Rex because I'm trying to just burn him as quickly as possible. If I had an offense set on Chewie and Relic 7, I probably would have burnt him there. But I had to call to action, basic. They went for Chewie pretty quickly and then they switched over, which was good. I went to clear the tenacity up. Not too worried about Echo. Wanted to go for stun. I got it. Almost killed Rex. I would have gotten it with Relic 7 Chewie, but check this out.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Boom! Unfortunately, Rex late took away some banners, so unfortunate there. But I did pull off a one-shot, which is what I was hoping for. I was hoping to get at least 50, but we got 48. Here's the Palpatine modding. Pretty fast. 124 is fast for Palpatine. Decent offense. He doesn't have a very fast Vassal Sean Fallen, not very quick at all. But his Darth Revan and his Malak are extremely fast. So his Malak is plus 163, and he has one A mod, so he could make it plus 164. But the cool thing is Kylo can solo this. So you're going to see some cool yoinks right up in her. You want to go for the stun first, and then get rid of that shock. The Force Drain literally does nothing. So, yeah. Malak's pretty useless. Same with Palpatine. And then it's pretty much really easy. So I was more concerned with this team over the Grievous team, as I can use my Jedi Knight Revan, GMY, and Jolee versus the Grievous, and then I can use this against this team. Also, if you are curious if Darth Revan was the lead, doesn't matter his speed or offense, it would be the exact same result, for those of you wondering. If you see Darth Revan, BSF, and Malak, yes, you can one-shot it easily with your Supreme Leader for 55 banners. So, cool thing to note. Just going over the mods on this team. Of course, those of you who have watched me for a long time know that Night Sisters are something that my bounty hunters eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They are the team that gets the most yoinks, and man, when I farm Mandalorian, I'm going to get even more with them. And versus different teams too, so once I get Mando, hopefully I can get the modded correctly, take out Darth Revan, Padme, and so forth. But for now, they're a Night Sister counter. Probably my personal favorite one. It's 64 banners every single time in 5v5. 3v3, it's not as easy to get full banners, but it's still an easy win. So, of course, the normal opening sequence. Gonna see if I can proc the contract as soon as possible. Plague doesn't worry me. I do want to see if I can get some more debuffs out in the field to heal up. But of course, whenever I have the middle ability with Jango, y'all always know there's going to be yoink. 3, 2, 1, and we have our yoink. Yoink. But I don't want to kill them yet. I do want to get some HP and protection back, so I want to have her revive. Now we're just going to get some HP protection back. And see if we can work on Daka to get that back. And just, as you can see, my HP and protection is getting there. Boba's a bit low, but I wanted to get a yoink. Yoink! So, yeah. I love the rocket ability from Jango. It does so much damage. So moving right along, let's see what's in the back wall. We have ourselves some teams that aren't going to be too difficult. But as we move right along to the top, you might have noticed his banners just went up. He started at 1002, now he's at 1104. But I'm going over his Grievous modding for now, as that is going to be the next battle that I do. As you can see, B2 is not really modded correctly. He has basically no tenacity, no critical avoidance, and very low armor. So it should be a pretty fast battle when going for B2. Here I noticed that he one-shot both my Grievous and my Shock T team. So it's kind of unfortunate to find that out. But he is working on my Palpatine team. Pretty much I'm trying to bait his Darth Revan because I know he kept it for offense. We'll see on the matchup, see what he does. But of course, Grievous is my Jedi Knight Revan team. When there's no tank, you can just go straight for B2. And it's pretty much a walk in the park from there. I don't know if you guys did notice or not notice, but in the most recent patch, or was it a patch or two ago, they updated B1's kit to always heal the weakest Separatist ally. So actually that makes Grievous teams much better now, because if you're going for B2 like this instance, B1 will heal B2. But of course I kill him before B1's next turn. But that is something really cool to note, is that B1's AI is much better now, because I believe he always went to heal Grievous pretty much 100% of the time. And it was kind of annoying on defense when, he's already at like full HP protection and he just keeps getting healed. I don't know, it just seemed kind of pointless to me. But yeah, they became a better team on defense now, which is really neat. So, duly noted. I don't really think I need to do too much explaining here, other than I've done this a million times. In 3v3, I'm not sure if Grievous is probably better for offense because he can solo some teams. Although, if you do place him on offense, that means people can use Jedi Knight Revan for a different team. This team does mainly take away Jedi Knight Revan or Padme, or like Palpatine Traya, like those type of teams. So it does still take away a really good offensive team. But if you guys are using your Grievous for offense and finding more success in putting it on defense, do let me know. Also, in this modding, I have GMY to have a good amount of potency actually, because I do tend to use my Jedi Knight Revan GMY team for a lot of Grievous teams, and it's very, very useful to have GMY reduce the TM of Grievous. Even though you can't stun him, the reduction of TM is very, very, very beneficial. So I do have a small amount of potency there. His banners are still going up. He also kept, obviously, SLKR for offense. As you can see his icon, he has him. But he's moving right along. I kind of check every once in a while to see what he's doing. He took out my Geo's team, so I'm going to go for his. If you didn't notice, his and my bottom front zones, we got the exact same amount of banners. So that was kind of cool. So even though I got a 48 on the Rex team, we averaged the exact same on the front bottom. So his efficiency and my efficiency are relatively the same at this point. So I kind of need to step up my game in order to produce the win. And I love adding Sith Assassin to Sith teams because she really speeds them up and allows them to take a lot more turns. And with that becomes the ability to produce a yoink with the special a lot sooner than normal, especially with Hell by Hatred, to do this yoink right there. And so you get them a lot sooner than typical. So she's a super good utility Sith. She might not do the most damage, but just her ability to speed people up and grant them extra turns is fantastic. Also, best Nest counter in my opinion. Side note, but he's kind of stalled out a little bit. He's not really attacking. I do think he's pretty smart in his strategy, so I think he's thinking about what he wants to do next, probably writing down some notes. But we will not delay, and we will continue our trudge towards a full clear. Here I show my potency on my Anakin because the healing immunity is what will win this match. I have a decent amount of potency on him. And then I check for tenacity on Kylo Ren. There is absolutely 0. I check the OG Kylo, and there is barely any. So we're going to be sitting in a good spot going forward. Pretty much, I just have to hope Crew doesn't stun Padme in the beginning. He doesn't. So now I can do the flip of the buffs once I get to her turn. I do have Padme modded slow, so I can counter Darth Revan. But pretty much the only damage threat is Panda. Although OG Kylo will kind of suck away some banners because he just does a lot of AoE. And as much as I can, I like to call Anakin to assist to get that buff immunity, or not buff immunity, the heal immunity. But just take some time, so sit back and relax, as this battle does take quite a bit longer than usual. Even though their tenacity is not very high, they seem to just, resist pretty much everything. But, lo and behold, we'll get through this. Yeah, I did put JTR on defense, so I don't have them available for this counter. I saw my JTR get some holds last round in the finals, so I decided to see if that was just, a fluke, or if that was going to be a good defense going forward. So that is why I do not have them in this match. But of course, Padme, GK, Anakin are such a good team. But it's taking so long. All right, yeah, see, look at that. Resisted. OG Kylo going off. There's the healing immunity. And, you're more than welcome to skip to the next battle. This is just kind of going to go on for a little bit longer. Once we get through OG Kylo, we're good to go. I believe the healing immunity, yeah, and then we're good. Here it is. Any day. And skadoosh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright, so the last battle on this is Newt, but I noticed my character falls, and I'm wanting to see if he went onto a different team. He did not. He's one-shot everything with pretty good banners so far. So, pretty close match at this current moment. And we will just go straight for the Newt. And so what I'm looking for is Newt's speed, because, a fast Newt can really cause problems, especially with the Zeta. The amount of damage and speed on Jango. So 275 is decent. It's not the world's fastest, but I mean, my gas is pretty slow. Same with my Echo. So he's going to go before my gas and Echo. Because my gas is modded for a lot of protection, a lot of offense. I do not have a speed arrow on him. And my Echo is pretty much full damage with an offense arrow. So they're both, I don't know, plus 70s, plus 80s. So he's going to go faster than him anyways. But my gas does a lot of damage. And their nest is pretty fast. So just want to take out Newt as quickly as possible. And that's going to happen with a good old yoinker right here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yoink! Oink! Oh my gosh. Gas is such a dumb character. So Nest is open right now with no protection. Pretty easy pickings. And cool thing about Jango is he ignores taunt, which kind of helps a little bit. He's not going to drop gas, and he can't do any more damage to Echo. So yeah, it worked out. 53 is pretty decent. Not going to complain with a 53. Do want to see what his fleet is at this point. Looks like it's going to be a Malevolence mirror match. So I've been practicing a lot of Malevolence mirror matches. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but look at Finn and the vets. So I really think Finn lead, even without the Zeta, is pretty good in 3v3. And the vets are super underrated. A couple people that I know have put the Zetas on the vets pretty recently. I'm not saying that's required because mine aren't Zeted, but they get holds, man. It's pretty wild. So in the mirror match, I've been practicing quite a bit in arena, and what I've been doing is I've been experimenting with the standard, Sun Fact 2 droid chip spy, and then the two other spots, because my Malevolence is not 7 stars. The two other spots I've been experimenting with these two. And so the cool thing is Plo Koon can dispel all the buzz droids off all allies. It's not just Galactic Republic allies. So I was experimenting with that, as well as Ebon Hawk dispels all buffs on enemies, and that can really help when they really ramp up those charges, the electricity symbol above the ships. That, produces a lot of defense, a lot of offense, and so forth, and then taunts kind of get in the way. And so when you bring in Ebon Hawk, it clears all of that. And so they're going to do less damage, and yours will still have it, of course, if they don't have Ebon Hawk, but most defensive things don't. As you do see here, he did bring in Hound's Tooth, which means he doesn't have it for offense. I was kind of surprised by that. You don't really see that too often in GAC. You do see this in Arena, but I was kind of surprised about that. Another thing with Ebon Hawk is he can do that buff immunity, which really helps against, especially in Arena, versus those Hound's Tooths in the matchups versus Negotiator. So it's something to also note there. And Ebon Hawk can clear all of the Galactic Republic symbol thing, which reduces the Negotiator's ultimate cooldown and so forth. So I just think Ebon Hawk is a great addition to this team. Many people might not know that. But yeah, nothing really to point out besides mirror matches are a little bit easier when you use Ebon Hawk. And if you can afford it, bringing in Plo Koon really does help. But yeah. Hope all of your guys' GACs are going pretty well. Again, this is round 1 of week 3. So far, we are 6-0 going into this match. This guy, I looked at his match history a little bit, and he doesn't have the highest banners, but that's because he must have forgotten GAC a couple times because he auto-deployed twice. So, and then the matches that he's won, he's done extremely well. Like high banners, very efficient, pretty good player. So he seems to be doing quite well for himself when he plays. So we're going to head into the bottom section. This is a Night Sister, Asajj, Zombie, and Talia. And my goal here is to do this normal thing with the tank taunt and the weapons tech, and then just put armor shred on Zombie once, twice, 3 times, and eventually get her speed to be super slow, because if you kill her multiple times, she'll be really slow, and that way I can go towards the other characters. So here's one armor shred. Now I'll be doing more damage. I want to focus more on her. What I didn't do is continue the focus the whole time, as well as realizing that their heals are pretty drastic. So this match, you'll see what happens. I probably should have thought about it a little bit more. So I speed it up a little bit because it's pretty rinse and repeat for the most part. I do love this Watt mission and Zalbar team. It's pretty fun to use. Again, the whole goal here is to just put armor shred on her as much time as I can. And then, yeah, you'll see what happens. But yeah, look at the heals. It's just they heal her, stuck behind taunt. Maybe I should have brought a different team because the taunts kind of get in the way of things. But yeah, I probably needed a dispeller because this is pretty ridiculous. She dodged or resisted the armor shred, so that's another wasted one right there. And we're already down to the 2-minute mark. Yeah. Oh, goodness. And then they hit Watt, but then I realized, what am I doing? During this intersection, I should probably hit Talia. Hey, look at that. One healer is gone. Then, rinse and repeat. Watt actually gets deleted, so that's really unfortunate. So now I don't have a cleanser for my boy Zalbar. And look at the HP. Oof. So now we got 2 armor shreds, which was successful. But I don't have a cleanser. But look at this. 45 seconds left, and we barely hang on to pull this off. Man, down to the wire. Oh, I probably should have taken a different team against them and then used my Watt mission Zalbar on a different team. But yeah, so check this out. He's going there. And woo! This team has come in clutch a couple times. I love it. I come back a few minutes later. My Night Sisters have a defend, and they clear my Poggle team, but it took another defense before he cleared it. So 3 defenses versus that team. Then he's ripping through my fleet. So we have quite a bit of wiggle room. But as you may know from me, I like to full clear one-shot everything if I can. I like to be efficient. So I noticed the banners, so I'm like, you know what? I want to pull out my Relic 3 Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. I don't need to, but here are the stats. I don't need to do this. I could 2-man it. I could take old Ben and get 54 banners, but let's have some fun. Cool thing is, you'll notice if you don't know her kit, you can give buffs to Ahsoka, and then Fulcrum can take the buffs. So it's kind of like, GMOS spreading. So I go down to 1. This is on a Zalbar, guys. It's decent. I hit a bunch of times. So if those of you who don't know the kit, the more times you hit Zalbar, the more defense he gets. So I hit Zalbar as many times as I had buffs. So she did a decent amount of damage for the amount of buffs she had because she hit him like 8 times. So that's 8 times her defense increased. Also, look at her HP going back up. Yoink. Yeah, there we go. Whenever she gets a buff, she gets HP and so forth, and she can't be debuffed. Locked debuffs obviously will hit her or stick, but regular debuffs can't. And she's immune to dots. But yeah, hopefully we'll experiment more with that team and using Fulcrum because I really like the character in the TV show, and just Ahsoka is super cool in general. But thought I'd have some fun with the Ahsoka twins. But yeah, we're gonna continue on. If you remember last round in the finals versus Solo Base 15, I used a Nihilus team, and I was talking about how I used to use it in previous GACs. This actually is the team that I used. This is the team right here. Obviously, I used Thrawn with Hux and Kylo versus Rey, Chewie, and Han, which I thought about later because this is the team that I took last season, and there wasn't obviously a Rey to use where I needed Thrawn. But the cool thing is Thrawn's leadership can, he can reduce his turn meter and increase turn meter with his special ability. Look at that. He's already at 70%. And you just keep giving everything to Nihilus, and he just has so many different cooldown increases and cool facts about this, and protection regen from Thrawn, C-3PO hides, and so you can only target those two. And so the protection swap between the two just continues to get you 54 banners, and then you get annihilate so many times. It wasn't the tank plus 3PO and Nihilus. It was Thrawn, 3PO, Nihilus. I actually went on my match history and was like, oh, I messed up on my analysis of what I used last round. So yeah, and then look at that. So you can call him to assist. He clears buff, reduces his 4-strain cooldown. I want to swap to 3PO, top him off. And then I don't want to use Fracture quite yet because I want to be able to swap TM with Darth Nihilus and be able to top off the protection because I want to make sure I can get 54 banners. Once I get in that range, then I can Fracture. But of course, still, I have a little bit more protection to get back on Thrawn. And so I'm going to wait a little bit. I use his extra special ability, and therefore I can get that faster. And so there you go. You got 54 banners. The 3 translation stacks, reduces his cooldowns, 3 annihilates, and that's the team I used last 3v3. My Night Sisters get 1 more defense. That's pretty sweet. And so last but not least is this Dooku team. As I look and see what I have available, as you can see, I didn't use Nest. Quite a few other characters I didn't use, but luckily I have a lot to have in the backup in case I do fail. Gotta look at the stats and stuff, make sure I'm able to one-shot it cleanly. Droideka sometimes causes mistakes, but 253 is not very fast. Droideka is gear 12, so I'm not too worried. So I do want to go in with Hux, Fu, and Fox. They're gonna do a lot of damage. And yeah, you can see I have quite a few tanks, a few things that I didn't use. But it's always good to have a good reserve in the bag. Check this out, guys. Ready? Yoink!
Yoink!
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Woo! Almost got a one-shot with Fox. My Fox is Relic 5 because I didn't want to really beef him up past the requirements of Kylo. Relic 7 would have just deleted DDK, so cool thing there. But check this out. ×1 and yoink!
Yoink!
Yep, 53 banners. Pretty quick last match, or last fight, but there you have it. My boy didn't get past that last Night Sister team, so here are the final results, and thank you so much for watching.